So, are you putting in the hours learning Chinese, but you're just not seeing the progress you're hoping for? Trust me, you are not alone. Today, we're going to unlock the secret to improving fast, and here's a hint. It's not about studying harder, it's about studying smarter. Let's dive in. It's this question that drives so many language learners crazy. You see someone who started right around the same time as you, and now they're actually having conversations while you feel, well, stuck. What is going on there? It's like this fluency paradox, but it has nothing to do with being a natural at languages or having more time. The answer is way simpler than you think, and it all boils down to your daily routine. And this really breaks down the two approaches, right? On one side, you've got the studying hard method. We've all been there, long hours, cramming. It just leads to burnout, and the progress feels painfully slow. But then there's the smart way, just weaving these small, manageable habits into your everyday life. It's all about consistency, not intensity. And that is the real path to fluency. So how do we actually make that switch? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in mindset, getting away from those old school study sessions. We're going to focus on something called the daily connection principle. And this right here, this is the core idea that's going to power all the habits we're about to talk about. And really, the secret is so simple. It's not about that 3-hour marathon study session you do once a week. No way. Real lasting success comes from the small things you do every single day that keep the language a living, breathing part of your world. It's all about keeping that daily connection going. And get this, you don't need a huge chunk of your day. We're just talking about 10, maybe 15 minutes a day. That's it. If you spend that time on the right things, it's more than enough to start rewiring your brain to actually think in Chinese. All of a sudden, daily practice feels completely doable, doesn't it? Okay, so let's get into our first set of habits and see how this all builds up. These are what we'll call the active practices, the things you consciously do to really engage with the language, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. All right, habit number 1. This one might feel a little weird at first, but I promise you it is so powerful. Just talk to yourself. When you're in the kitchen, just say what you're doing out loud. I'm going to cut the onion. There's zero pressure, no fear of making a mistake. What you're really doing is building a habit of thinking in Chinese. You're training your brain to skip that translation step and just form the thoughts directly. Habit number 2 is all about that daily exposure. Just read one short thing. This is not about tackling a novel, okay? It's about noticing the Chinese that's already all around you, on a food package, in a YouTube comment, on a sign. And the goal here isn't to look up every single character. Just try to get the main idea. You're training your brain to see patterns in the wild. Now, habit number 3 is just beautifully simple. Keep a one-sentence journal. Every day, just write one little thing about your day in Chinese, like, it rained today. That's it. By doing this, you're tying the language directly to your own life, which makes it stick. And think about it, after just 1 month, you'll have 30 personal sentences that you created. That's real, tangible progress. All right, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about active practice, but now let's get into something just as important, passive immersion. This is all about how to soak up the language when you're not even trying, just by weaving it into the background of your day. Okay, check out habit number 4. Think about all that time you spend doing other stuff, cooking, cleaning, commuting, working out. This is prime time to just have a Chinese podcast or some music playing in the background. Now, even if you're not actively listening to every word, your brain is still doing the work. It's absorbing the rhythm, the tones, the natural flow of the language. You're literally training your ear without even realizing it. Habit number 5 takes just a couple of minutes, but man, the payoff is huge. Every single morning, maybe while you're making coffee, just do a super quick review of a few words you already know. You're not trying to learn new stuff here. You're just dusting off what's already in your brain. I love how the source material puts this. It says, think of it like brushing your teeth, but for your language memory. I mean, you wouldn't just skip brushing your teeth, right? It's the exact same idea. It's this tiny piece of daily maintenance that keeps your vocabulary fresh and ready to use, so it doesn't just fade away. And there's actually real science behind why this is so effective. It's a method called spaced repetition. Basically, by reviewing something right around the time you're about to forget it, you send a signal to your brain saying, hey, this is important. And that helps shuttle it from your kind of flaky short-term memory into solid long-term storage. This is exactly what makes that quick morning review so powerful. Okay, our 7th habit, this one can feel a little intimidating, but there's a trick to doing it without getting totally lost. Change your phone's language. But don't do it all at once. Just start small. Pick one social media app you use all the time and switch it to Chinese. Once that feels normal, Add another one. Before you know it, you can switch the whole system over and you'll be learning words like share and settings every single time you pick up your phone. So, we've covered active habits and passive habits. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, taking all of that practice and actually connecting it to the real world. This is where the language really starts to feel alive. And that brings us to habit number 6. You have to interact with people. Language is all about communication, right? So you've got to use it. Start small. Just leave a simple comment on a video. Try a language exchange app. Or if you get the chance, just use a basic hello and thank you at a store. Every single one of those little interactions helps build your confidence. And this is the mindset you have to have. Seriously, this is so important. Your goal is not perfection, it's communication. Every single mistake you make isn't a failure. It's actual proof that you're trying, that you're pushing yourself, and that you are actively learning. Okay, we have just gone through 7 really powerful, totally manageable habits. But since that can feel like a lot all at once, let's focus on the single most important part, taking that very first step, today, right now. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just close this and think, oh, those were some good ideas. No, pick one, just one. Which one feels the most doable for you right this second? Is it writing one sentence? Is it talking to yourself while you make dinner? Changing one app on your phone? Whatever it is, commit to doing that one thing today. And let's just end on this thought, because this is really the core message of everything we've talked about. Fluency is not built in some big, grand moment of inspiration. It's forged in the small, consistent moments that you choose to repeat day after day. That's how you stay connected to the language, and that, my friends, is how you will finally see the progress you've been working so hard for.